Warzone 2 is coming out, and it's the most confusing mess that I've ever seen. What's happening, everybody? It's your boy BlancOnline. It's fucking hot in my room, so please excuse the singlet. But today, we're going to be talking about Warzone 2. A couple of days ago, I made a video announcing and sort of sharing the news that Activision has sort of laid out their plan for Call of Duty within the next couple of years. So we're going to get Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 coming out at the end of this year. This year's 2022, and next year in 2023 we will be getting Treyarch's next game, which is apparently a Black Ops 2 style game, and the launch of Warzone 2. Some information has come out thanks to Tom Henderson in regards to what Warzone 2 is about and how it will work in conjunction with Warzone 1. So let's have a look at the diagram. I have it on my phone, so if you're wondering why I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at the diagram myself, but it's on your screen right now. It's like a, what do you call this? It's like a line chart. I don't know. It's something. Anyway, so at the top there you can see Warzone. Then you have Warzone Legacy, and you have Warzone 2. So Warzone Legacy encompasses Modern Warfare, Cold War, and Vanguard, and that's available on all consoles, which is just what Warzone is now, running off of the Modern Warfare 2019 client. Then you have Warzone 2, which covers Modern Warfare 2, clean slate, for Xbox Series S, PS5 and PC, and they're considering putting it on past gen as well with no cross-gen play. Okay, let's talk about this. So you're gonna have Warzone Legacy running off of the Modern Warfare 2019 client, and then you're gonna have Warzone 2. Now this is leading me to believe that Warzone 2 will come out in the same time, in the same period that Warzone 1 came out, which is around March time. So a couple of months after the release of Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2, then we will see the release of Warzone 2, which they're calling Clean Slate. Now, I don't know, why would this be the case, right? Why are they still gonna support Warzone Legacy and then continue to develop Warzone 2 as well? Let's think about this in hindsight. The amount of developers that are developing Call of Duty now is insane. The amount of studios that have put towards like have developing credits on Call of Duty is phenomenal. It's insane how many people are working on this franchise, and still it's broken to shit, but that's besides the point, right? So you're gonna have Warzone 2, which is for the new gen and PC. Makes sense, right? But then to also consider putting it on last gen is a little bit buttfuck backwards, especially if there's not going to be any crossplay between the new and the old gen. If it was crossplay between new and old gen, yeah, fair enough, right? You release it on all platforms and you do it that way. But can the old gen survive, right? Can the old gen technically keep up with what Warzone 2 wants to do? Maybe not. We're seeing a faster turnover in terms of like crossing the generations together. Like for a long time, a lot of PS3 games continued to come out like years after the PS4 was out. And now I think technologically we're seeing that vast difference between what the PS4 and Xbox One can handle compared to what the new gen consoles can handle, right? So whether or not it's worth it to put it on those consoles, I don't think so. I want to believe that it can be, but the fact that they're gonna still support Warzone Legacy in terms of brand new content, I don't know, right? It's a little bit of a mess, and it's a little bit of a mess in terms of like they can't even handle like porting Vanguard into Warzone, or they're calling Warzone Legacy. Like that broke the game. So you're realistically gonna try and do that and continue to support that when all this new stuff's coming out? Like, what's the point of playing Warzone Legacy when Warzone 2 has all the new stuff? Is anyone even gonna want to play Warzone Legacy when Warzone 2's out? Like, is there really going to be a point to have that and to continue to support that? And why would it, I don't know, is it going to continue to run on the Modern Warfare 2019 client? Right? Because if it is, then like, again, what's the point? I don't know. Cross progression as well could apparently maybe be a thing. It's really interesting, right? Because for the longest time I've been thinking, why isn't Warzone on its own client? And I think that with the launch of Warzone 2 it will be. If Warzone 2 is tied to the Modern Warfare Roman numeral 2 client, then we're gonna have an issue. Because you're gonna have the same issue 3 years into the future, like we're having with Vanguard, where the technology behind these games is so advanced to where trying to put it on an older engine and an older version of an engine just completely breaks the game. So we're going to have that same issue in the future if we continue to do this. If Warzone 2 is its own client with its own engine that is being just supported by Raven, and they get assets from the other development studios that are making their Call of Duty games, like the weapons and the skins and the characters and all this sort of stuff, and they can just focus on working that within their own engine. That's more beneficial than being like, oh hey, what the fuck's their name, Sledgehammer, I know that your game is running off a newer version of our engine, but can you give us all the assets and we can put it on this old engine? Like, it doesn't make sense, right? Because they're trying to make a 2021 game run on 2019 hardware. But that's what they're doing with Warzone right now, and it doesn't make sense, and that's why Warzone is so broken. So with this Warzone 2 debacle, if they're gonna continue to work on Warzone Legacy with Warzone 2, again, you're just splitting development time between two games, two completely separate platforms, separate engines, all that sort of stuff. The ideal scenario would be, here's Warzone 2, a brand new Warzone, right? Completely brand new. Like, I sort of put it to like a Fortnite type of thing, but not really. Like where Warzone had Chapter 2, right? They had Fortnite, and then they had Fortnite Chapter 2, which was like basically a brand new game, right? Essentially. I kind of like sort of put it to that sort of idea where you sort of leave the past in the past, right? You leave Warzone Legacy to just be done, and you just go in with Warzone 2. This is Warzone 2, brand new assets, brand new locations, all this sort of stuff, and you just have a clean slate. Let it be a clean slate. Don't continuously look to support Warzone Legacy when you realistically should be looking at Warzone 2 as being, you know, a clean slate rather than being weighed down by Warzone Legacy. And that's my big problem here. The biggest problem with Warzone 2 is that they just want to have it all, and they can't. Activision wants to have it all. They want to have the money from Warzone Legacy, the money from Warzone 2, you know, all this sort of BS, right? If you're gonna do a Warzone 2, let it be a clean slate. It should not be bogged down by previous generation hardware like Warzone is now. There are literally a generation gap between the games that have been supported in Warzone Legacy, right? And you're already seeing the technical problems that they're having now. Why would you want to continue that into Warzone 2? If Warzone 2 is going to be your clean slate, let it be a clean fucking slate. Let's not be hindered by old generation hardware. Now, I know not everyone has a PC, not everyone has a next gen console. I understand that. That's why, realistically, support Warzone 2 for all platforms. Make it cross-play so that everyone can play with each other. Cross-gen play, all that stuff as well. And leave Warzone Legacy there. Just leave it in the past. Leave it. Don't touch it again. You don't need to touch it again. Because if you support all platforms for Warzone 2, again with the free-to-play model and all that sort of stuff, nobody will play Warzone Legacy anymore. We can leave that there and just have everybody playing Warzone 2, because it'll be accessible, it'll be free, it'll be everywhere. So let's just do that. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment down below. What do you think of Warzone 2 and the way that Activision wants to handle the Warzone scope moving forward in 2023? Click subscribe if you're new here so you don't miss out on my next video. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Girl, I thought you was the realest thing. Stick together, get a real estate, but you fucked around, started playing games. Different lives, but it felt the same. You the reason why I ride this way. Got a rhyme and got a band now. So recently in these past days, I've settled down. Took a while, but I'm settled now. Be around, you know I can't allow. Think of you when you're not around.